This is the video installation guide for the MXOS3000. To begin your sauna build, unpack the crate and boxes, separating the items, grouping sections together like the roof, walls, glass panels, inner bench, etc. Firstly, locate the uprights and the feet. Take the appropriately shaped upright, insert it into a foot and use the 3 bolts to secure it into position. Do this for all feet and uprights. Begin by placing the 4 corner posts into position. The post with the control panel will be in the front left position. Please note the tongue is off centre on all uprights. The tongue is what the back and side panels slot onto. Please ensure the side panel tongues are the same size at either end. The tongue for the back panel is much thinner. This is a crucial bit of information for the install, and failure to get this step correct will result in many headaches later on. Also ensure the brackets align for the perimeter support beams. Next, locate the horizontal perimeter supporting beams and connect to the uprights by slotting them together. To ensure a secure connection is made, tap with a rubber mallet if required. Do this for all uprights until you have the shape of your sauna. 2 perimeter support beams have brackets on the underside for feet to clip onto. These are the front and back support beams. The perimeter support beam with no tongue on top is for the front. The thinner tongue is for the back. The 2 beams which have a wider tongue are for the 2 sides. Again, double check to ensure all beams are positioned correctly. We can't emphasize how important this step is. Slot the beams into the brackets and tap down with a rubber mallet to secure into position. Just to reiterate, and as shown in the video, the front beam has no tongue, the back beam has a thinner tongue, and the side beams have a thicker tongue. Please take note of all positioning of the beams from the video. Next, slot the central beams in horizontally. The middle beam has a bracket for a foot on the underside. Each beam has 3 brackets on one side and 2 on the other. Ensure the beam orientation allows all brackets to align, ready for the next step. As before, tap down with a rubber mallet if required to secure into position. Now locate all of the small support beams and slot into position over the brackets and secure into position. It's important to note these smaller beams sit lower, as shown. Locate the 4 floor pieces and slot into position. All 4 pieces are unique. The front piece has no holes but 2 cutouts in the corner to fit around the uprights as shown. The next piece has no holes or cutouts at all, simply slot into position. Moving on, this next piece has 2 holes located in the left hand side. This is for the stove and the sprinkler system. Finally, the back section has 2 holes in the middle for the electrics and cutouts in the 2 corners to fit around the uprights. Once in position, screw the flooring down around the perimeter using ST60 screws in the countersunk holes pre-drilled. When connecting the side and back panels, you can lift up and slot down from above or you can flex the uprights out just enough to allow the tongue and groove system to lock into place. Incorrect upright and support beam positioning earlier will cause these panels to not fit correctly. So once again, we stress the importance of ensuring every upright and support is correct. As shown in the video, a snug fit for the tongue and groove system. The back and side panels must be installed as shown in the video in order to fit the benches and backrests respectively. When it comes to installing the benches, take the L piece as a starting location. Place into position at the front of the sauna, then take each piece individually and start assembling the benches. We recommend the front taller bench rests as a place to start. Take the longer piece and place along the back, and take the shorter piece and place from the longer piece to the L bracket. These will all rest against the struts provided. Now you'll be able to assemble the lower portion of the benches using the same technique as you have done just for the upper one. Once in position, everything should look something like this. Once all the components have slotted together, go around and secure into position using ST60 screws. Lift the door and front fixed glass in the framework into position and screw in place using ST60 screws. For alignment purposes, we found placing the top support beam in position first was preferable. Locate the three roof sections and bolt together. The section with the most lights is the middle. Line up the bolt holes to the other sections to work out the correct orientation of the side sections. Locate the roof perimeter sections, two longer and two shorter as shown. Place into position and bolt together to create a square. Lift the inner perimeter into position and rest on the top lip. To place into position, you will need some high steps, a ramp, scaffolding, or in our case, a forklift. Once in position, screw to the side and back panels using ST45 screws. With the main roof base section, the electric box must be located in the back right corner. Lift into position using the same technique as before. Locate the roof structure and assemble. We have labelled which pieces should align for ease. Once all sections are in position, screw together using ST60 and ST45 screws. Once again, using the same technique as before, lift into position. Locate the finishing edges of the roof and place into position, screwing in place using the ST60 screws. From the front right upright, the grey wire is for the internal lamps. Bring up and connect to the splitter. As shown, one wire feeds down the back right upright and the other connected wire feeds down the back left upright. From the back right corner, retrieve the black wire for the LED coloured lighting. This needs to be connected to the corresponding wire connected to the electric box, as directed in this video. The middle wire from the electric box will connect to the lights in the middle of the sauna roof, as shown. The third wire connects from the black box to the white box. The white lead that feeds up from the control panel needs to be connected to the chock block on the electric box as shown. From the back right upright, connect the remaining wire to the thermostatic probe and insert the probe into the housing in the roof. Lift the roof sections into position and slot onto the roof frame using the supporting strut located on the underside of the roof panel. Take the thin, flat, black seal and cut it to the length of each piece of trim. You need to do one for each side as it sits on the underside of the trim. The thicker round black seal fits inside of the trim. Again, cut to length, then slot in to ensure a tight fit. The top finishing piece is shown in the video. This is designed to be siliconed on top to finish the aesthetic of the roof. For the corner lights, screw the light base to the upright, hiding the wires in the base. Use ST45 screws for this. Place the marble finish on top. Repeat for the other side. We advise measuring how far from the roof you position the lights so you can ensure they're level. Retrieve your flexible hose with 15mm connecting ends, extend in the middle and connect to the bottom of the long vertical tap body. Tighten by hand and pinch it up with some pump pliers. Take the tap into the sauna carefully. Be mindful you are carrying a large metal object surrounded by glass. Feed the hose down through the hole all the way. Stand the tap up and screw the base down using 4 ST35 screws. Retrieve the hose from under the sauna and connect to the solenoid, tightening with pump pliers. The solenoid should be connected to your water supply. Locate the base for your stove and place into position. The hole in the base is for your wiring to feed through. We recommend tying a knot in the cable so it doesn't fall through. Lift the housing into position. This is a 2-person lift due to its weight. Ensure it sits inside the lip of the base. The water outlet may come pre-fitted. If so, remove it now so you can insert the stove. Your electrician will need to remove the panel shown in the video and connect the wires. Once connected, position the stove in position. Reconnect the water outlet using PTFE tape around the thread to ensure a tight connection. Run a bead of silicone around the top of the stove housing and place the grey finishing square in position. Press down firmly and leave secure. When connecting the backrest lighting, locate the wire that is coming out of the back right upright. Connect to one end of the backrest. This panel will hang on the right hand side wall. Locate the other backrest, ensure one end is connected to create the loop, and connect the other end to the other back panel as shown. We advise taping down any excess wiring inside the backrest in order to keep it hidden. Align and screw down using ST45 screws. Lift up all upper bench toppers. On the right hand bench panel we have the sensor. Take the extension cable shown in the video and cut the 2 end connections off and connect one end to the chock block, either way around. Feed the wire through and connect to the delay switch, 1 and V+. Take the extension cable and connect the brown and blue wires as shown here. Then feed the wire through the hole into the bottom and connect it to the solenoid. Either side is permissible. We recommend that the solenoid is kept outside of the sauna in a waterproof housing. Under the bench where the electric box is, make all of the electrical connections. As shown in the video, you have the LED lighting, the thermostatic probe. There are 2 speakers, one is shown here, the control panel. Ensure all connections are made correctly. An LED connection and a transformer connection are shown, not plugged in. This is because they are not used, so simply ignore them. Where the control panel is, find the white wire, feed underneath and up into the sauna. And connect the live to terminal 1 and the neutral to terminal 2. Number 1 is the live to the LED button located above the control panel. Number 2 is the neutral to the LED button located above the control panel. Number 3 is the live to the delay switch. And number 4 is the neutral to the delay switch. The delay switch should be located under the seat under the far left supporting beam as shown. After hookup, test the button above the control panel. This should now operate the lighting. To change colour, turn them off and back on again. Repeat to cycle through. Once the electrics have been completed, please ensure your electric box is turned over so it is face down. This is done in order to avoid any moisture getting into the electrics and causing any damages. Place all bench toppers back into position. Place the rocks onto the stove. The smaller box fit down the side and the edges. Large rocks go on top. Your water outlet has 3 nozzles on a socket joint to allow manoeuvrability. To use the water, hover your hand over the sensor in the corner and the water will spray the rocks. And that's the build for our MXOS3000 sauna.